Hey man, it's really crazy how one picture could just stir up the whole internet, man. I love wrestling. I love our community. I know all of y'all was just thinking the craziest things. You won't understand how many DMs I got. Follow me on Instagram at Real Black Couch Booking. How many DMs I got? Hey bro, what you think, bro? Hey bro, hear me out, bro. What's good with you? So you know what, man? I wanted to make this video today, man, and I pitched this idea a while ago when I first started my channel. You know what I'm saying? I'm almost 3 years in. I pitched this new nation, aka the Nation of Domination 2.0. I pitched it while the Hurt Business was still in WWE, and I wanted like a mega faction. The Hurt Business, Street Profits, Carmelo and Trick. I wanted Bianca, I wanted Jade, I wanted Lash Legend, and Jakara Jackson. I wanted to make a mega stable. And of course, that wasn't going to happen because apparently, having 3 different versions of an all Samoan stable is cool, but we can't get an all black stable except for the Hurt Business. And you see, they got shelved, so that the bloodline could run in with the ball. But I'm here to tell you guys that now more than ever, WWE, TKO, wrestling, period, could benefit from having, a black male faction, especially WWE right now, because, the Street Profits, one of my favorite tag teams, they finally got their tag team championship run, for like 120 days or something like that, after not having the belts for like 3 or 4 years. I think since 2021, if I'm not mistaken. And, Carmelo Hayes, he's lost in the shuffle. I got a video coming out about Carmelo Hayes very soon, and Carmelo Hayes literally has nothing to do. Shout out to my guy, about to, get married to Kalani Jordan. Good man, smart man. Trick Williams is doing his thing in NXT as the TNA champion, so much so that he's overtaking Obafemi right now, in popularity and in run, whereas it was backwards when Trick Williams was the NXT champion, Obafemi was the North American champion. And Ron Killings, he came back, and we thought we were gonna get a John Cena. Well, I thought. Let me speak for myself. I thought he was gonna come back and we're gonna get a definitive conclusion to John Cena versus Ron Killings. I thought they were gonna have a match at SummerSlam for the title, but Ron Killings came back and did not get a championship match. He had a match on SmackDown, and we ended the story there, which is absolutely nasty work. All that hard work, we want truth, all that nonsense, all that us fans put in work, and we get this nonsense. So, this picture, a picture could tell 1,000 words. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that picture is just, it could turn into something. Because The Miz isn't around. Mello and Miz is done. Street Profits, they just lost to the Wyatts, and I'm not mad at the Street Profits lost. I knew that no title reign could last forever, and they had some very good matches during their reign, some good promos on Instagram and in WWE, you know what I'm saying? So I've seen some good work. But if we really wanted to do something different, something significant, we bring back the Nation of Domination, but we call them the New Nation because obviously you don't want to do a carbon copy. And in 2025, I'm not sure a group that's like what the Nation of Domination was originally would work. It could work for some of us, but it won't work for all of us, if you get my drift. So, obviously WWE TK/TKO is soft as hell, and they don't want to offend certain groups, so we can't push it too far, but I do think we can do something significant. So stay with me, right? How do you get these guys to legitimately become, a faction? Well, the hardest person to get would be Carmelo Hayes. So it got to be something that's just out of the ordinary. I say Shinsuke Nakamura, you got to use him for something. Carmelo Hayes, he finally get a camera appearance and get a nice little pop from the crowd. Shinsuke Nakamura just bumps Carmelo Hayes, and Carmelo Hayes like, bro, you're not going to say excuse me? Shinsuke Nakamura hit him with the old speak no English. He used to say that back in the day just to troll people, right? So we do that, right? We're going to have Shinsuke Nakamura versus Ron Killings because obviously, for whatever the case may be, they dropped Aleister Black versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Okay, whatever. And now they're going to do Damian versus Aleister Black. And Damian Priest is basically defending Ron Killings or R-Truth, whatever they call him R-Truth. Sometimes they call him Ron Killings. I'm going to call him Ron Killings because we need that type of character to lead this faction. So basically, Damian Priest trying to defend him, but meanwhile, he got his own, mess to worry about, and we'll get to him in a second. So we just got a regular match, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Ron Killings. Shinsuke Nakamura got the upper hand, and when it looks like Shinsuke's about to win, Carmelo Hayes comes out for the distraction, and then Ron Killings 1, 2, 3, and then Ron Killings look at Carmelo Hayes like, "You my boy, you rocking with me?" But he's not on some goofy art true stuff. He's just looking at him like, "What's good with you?" Carmelo Hayes is like, "Respect, respect." Boom, that's the first seed planted. Then we're gonna get, we're gonna get the Street Profits involved, and it's all gonna start with, people just helping Ron Killings out. So basically, Ron Killings gonna be in the back doing his thing, and DIY pops up out of nowhere, disrespecting Ron Killings, talking hella trash, saying you came back for nothing, you a bum. You know what I'm saying? We came back, we won the tag team championship. Well, what have you done? Last time you had a tag team championship, you was a goofy with the Miz, blah blah blah. And Street Profits like, yo, y'all talking very disrespectful for dudes, you know what I'm saying, who if I do remember, we took the belts from. So why y'all talking spicy? Y'all really not like that for real. And Ron Killings like, hey fellas, I appreciate y'all, but I can handle both of these guys if I need to. And they say, nah, don't worry, OG, we got this. Cause the Street Profits, you know what I'm saying, they could just revert back to being, they don't even gotta be baby faces, but you know what I'm saying, they have mutual respect for certain individuals backstage. So that's not very out of character for them to do something like that. So the Street Profits, they face DIY, they put a whooping on them, and they defeat DIY. And Ron Killings is just like, he comes out, he just looks, and he's like, okay, and then he walks away. Then we fast forward, and we got Ron Killings, Carmelo Hayes, and the Street Profits backstage, and Ron is trying to talk to them like, hey fellas, I see something in y'all, coming from me, the first African American, yes, he gonna point it out, NWA champion, Street Profits, multi-time tag team champions, Carmelo Hayes, NXT champion, one of the greatest North American champions ever. We deserve some respect. We've been getting disrespected the whole time. Shinsuke Nakamura disrespecting Carmelo Hayes, DIY trying to disrespect me, and then trying to disrespect the Street Profits. Like y'all didn't just beat them, thinking that they deserve a title shot before y'all get a rematch against the Wyatts. I'm not going for that. I'm sick of it. I didn't even get a title shot against John Cena. Talking about some, he my hero. He was never my hero. I was just playing to the crowd. I should have been his hero. I was a champion when John Cena was bodybuilding in little draws. And I'm sick of the disrespect. They try to disrespect one of us individually. So now, let's see they disrespect all of us together. And y'all don't gotta like each other. Y'all don't even gotta like me. But I want respect, and I want to fight for the truth. And the truth is, we haven't been on PLEs. Hayes hasn't been on TV. Profits, they did anything to get them belts off of y'all, throwing supernatural freaks and ghosts and ghouls and goblins at y'all. And I couldn't even get a shot at the world title when I've been a world champion. So now we need to come together. Street Profits put their hands in. Ron Killings got his hand in. Carmelo Hayes reluctantly put his hand in. Boom. What do you do with these guys from there? You have them face the family tree. They attack them, beat them up, and you still wondering whether or not these guys are baby faces or heels. They could be tweeners, but most likely they'll get the cheers and they'll be the baby face. But they're like an LA Knight type of baby face where they still do edgy actions and they still go after people and stuff like that. But they all about demanding respect. Respect is the motto. So our truth is the leader. Well, Ron Killings is the leader. The Street Profits is the tag team of the group. Carmelo Hayes is the mid-card guy of the group. The Carmelo Hayes, the reason why they're attacking the family tree is because they want Carmelo Hayes to get that United States Championship, which he does get later on. The Street Profits, they get their tag team championship opportunity one more time. Ron Killings, he comes to terms with the fact that he'll never get a championship opportunity. So what he does is he takes out the big fishes. So they have no choice but to at least consider him. He goes after Damian Priest. Him and Damian Priest ain't cool no more. He turns on Damian Priest, goes after Damian Priest. He beats Drew McIntyre in the one-on-one, not clean, obviously interference. You know what I'm saying? He's going after these big names. He beats Aleister Black again. He beats Andrade. He beats multiple people. And then he gets an opportunity. Royal Rumble. He performs well. He's not confused that he's in the Women's Royal Rumble. He performs well, but he gets eliminated with his boys. But it puts him in a great mid-card position. Whereas we know Ron Killings isn't gonna be here forever. We had to fight to get him a contract, so his time is gonna be short and limited. But in that short time span, we can do something of significance for him. And this will be a great last run, even if he doesn't win the championship. And even if he leaves, we still got Carmelo Hayes with a connection with the Street Profits. And how you break that up is if you bring Trick Williams up, and Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes, they reform their tag team and go against the Street Profits. So we have a brand new feud. In 2025, I would love to see, the black male wrestler be featured on PLEs, the black male wrestler be featured prominently on a week to week basis, shake it up a little bit. A lot of people get injured. We could use more heads. You got Carmelo Hayes just sitting there. Street Profits been putting on tag team bangers, and Montez Ford has been putting on some great social media promos, and Angelo Dawkins has proven that he can hold his own. Angelo Dawkins is not a slouch, bro. Ever since he came back, he's talked better and he's wrestled better. And Ron Killings, with his new serious character, should have had a match against John Cena at SummerSlam. But that's just my opinion. I go by the name of Black Couch Booking. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for the love, support as always. Hope you guys enjoyed that today. I hope you guys enjoyed that little promo. That was off the dome, by the way. You know what I'm saying? A little something, something. If it was trash, then I'll use ChatGPT if it was trash. But if it was me, if it was dope, yeah, it was me. It was me. It's like, nah, I definitely did come up with that off the dome. But let me know what y'all think about that, man. I love fantasy booking. I love wrestling. I'm a wrestling fan, and I just want to have a good time. And I think this would be good for these guys. And this all came from a picture, so I love seeing things like this. Peace out, man. Thank y'all.